All right, welcome back to the channel. So in this video, I'm just going to go through a tool I made to make it easier to create LEGO Mosaic. I found other tools out there before, but I don't like them, so I decided to create my own. And then you can use it for free, so there's no sign up, it's just simply free. So this is what the tool looks like. So here you upload an image, you can modify the size of it. It goes by increment of the size that you select for the 16 by 16 plates, for example. You can choose between plates, tiles, or bricks. These are the colors available. There's going to be other features as well. So the advanced features, the presets are here. There's also brightness, contrast, color intensity. You can play around with the bleeding, the black outlines, color smoothing, and all that kind of stuff. So you can play around with that. The sections, you can do either 8 by 8, 16 by 16, or 32 by 32. 16 by 16, I feel, is the best one because the art plates are 16 by 16. That's what I prefer using for my mosaics. So this is what we have here. So let's just remove the advanced feature. On the side here, there is a summary of the pieces based on your selection here, 128 by 80. It's going to tell you you need 10,240 studs or other plates, obviously. The dimensions are here. Obviously, it's what I just said here. And the build size, this is how big it's going to be. And this is how many 16 by 16 plates that you're going to need. The color breakdown is going to be here. There's the download PDF instructions. You can also download the CSV parts list. But I feel because the tool is made for 1x1 stud, I feel the parts list is not really needed unless you're going to be using 1x1 stud. I'll show you what I mean later. So let's get started. I'm just going to take a random image here. So let's grab that. So we've got Bart Simpson here, one of my favorite TV shows. So obviously the image looks weird right now because it's using 128 studs by 80 studs. So it's going to be more of a landscape image, but we can modify that. We can just go here. We can reduce the size and increase this size. And also because the image is so large, you can play around with the zooming. So we can zoom out just so that you have an overview of what it's going to look like. There is a grid right now. You can see the lines here. This shows you where your 16 by 16 plates are going to be. You can take the grid out, but it's good to have so you have an idea of where your image is going to be. I feel this is a good size. It's going to use 42. I can also reduce it. This might be a better size, to be honest. 112, 112, 80. It's a good size. I liked 128, to be honest, and make it a little bigger here. So that's usually the size I go with, 96 by 128 or 128 by 96. That's each his own. You can modify it as much as you want. Right now it's selected its plates. You can do tiles. It modifies the colors a little bit. Obviously it looks really weird. You could do bricks. So the bricks. And as you select each one, you'll notice the colors change. So you have more colors in the tiles than you do it with the bricks, and also the plates also have different quantities of colors available. Colors do change over time. Lego releases colors, I guess archives others over time, but this is as of right now what the colors are available on the Lego website. So you can use whatever other colors you want if you want to, of course. I like plates. Tiles is good, but when you want to destroy your mosaic, they're harder to take out. I find plates is very good. You just use a little remover thing, and you can just remove those much easily. So we've got this, and to be honest, if you just base on what you see right now, I'd say it doesn't look good initially because there's other colors that you might not want. See all the color breakdown here. These are all the colors that are currently being used for the mosaic. And you can either edit the studs right here, just pick the studs you want, but that's going to take a long time. But you can if you want to. If you have a different image, you can say, well, I'm going to pick, let's say, black, and that's or dark brown, I guess. And I guess this part here is dark brown. And you can just click where you want your dark brown. So I don't want that, so I'm going to undo. So there you go, undo. But I'm going to take the studs out. So you can modify other things, obviously. Pick the color you want from the drop down. You're not seeing it on the video, but there's a drop down here. You can pick the color you want. I prefer using pick if the color already exists on the image. But to make it even more easy for this one here, I don't want all these colors, right? So I'm going to go here to the color palette, and I'm going to clear them all. Then I'm going to select only the colors I want. So I want black, white, I want this yellow. So right now it's only going to be using 3 colors. So we've got white, bright yellow, and black. And obviously you try to make it as whatever color you want. I feel this one is pretty good. If I was going to use the other yellow, it looks too yellow, right? This is the bright light yellow. It's not the right light yellow. So we're going to go with this one here. So this is what I have now. So using this image, you can go to the advanced features, the advanced options here. You can modify some stuff. I feel it looks pretty good right now. But if you were going to play with the features, you can do like portraits. It's going to do whatever it is. I think it added some colors. Actually, it didn't. So we're good with that. So art, maximum detail, the budget build. So you can play around with these features. Black outlines. This image already has black outlines, so that's pretty useless for this one. And the pixel art. So you can play with that. Portrait again. And it added some colors here because you're using different presets. But I don't want these colors, right? So we talked about that earlier. So we're going to clear that. And we're just going to add the colors we want again. There we go. So that's what we've got. Again, all the colors are here, the color breakdown. So you go down. So you can also play with the brightness, the contrast, the color intensity, and all that kind of stuff. So you can play around with these. And again, you can zoom in to make it more black outlines if you wanted to. Sometimes it's needed. This one, the image itself already has black outlines, so it's not really needed. But it really depends. Maybe you want really a lot of black outlines. I don't. So let's go with that. You can play around. There's another drop down here for auto select portrait or general photo. And there's also the background. If the background details weren't pronounced as much, you can play around with that. So these are all the features available. And we're just going to take away the advanced features. So go back to your main screen here. So these are the colors here. This is what it looks like. It's going to be a 96 by 128 studs. I'm going to need 48 of those 16 by 16 art plates. This is my part list. This is if I was going to do studs, this is how many studs I would need in white, bright yellow, and black. These are all the sections. So I need 48 sections. And there you go. So we got that. So what we're going to do now is just go get the PDF. So we click here, get the PDF. It downloads it. So I'm just going to go open it. So here we go. So this is what the mosaic would look like. It's got your file name, whatever file name you use right here. This is what it would look like with the grid lines showing. So all these 16 by 16 plates. It tells you it's a 96 by 128 studs. This is how many pieces it's going to need, assuming you're using 1x1 plates. And then the build size and how many sections, so 48 of these 16 by 16 plates you're going to need. Gives you a bit more information here. If you were going to use the 1x1 plate, then this is the code you would need for the LEGO websites, the actual design ID. But I'm not going to use that, and I'll show you why. So this is the parts inventory. Obviously, I'm only using 3 colors, so this is what you see. So you'll see white, black, and bright yellow. You'll see a number associated with it, so 1, 2, and 3. And this goes with the sections below. So you go to section here, and you'll see that the 1 is obviously the white pieces, and the 3 is the black pieces. So in this case here, what I meant by 1x1 stud, you can do 1x1 studs, but you don't have to. Like this is the entire section is white, so you can use much larger plates as needed. And here, for example, instead of using the 1x1 plates, you can do like a 1x3 here or a 2x3, and then go here and say, well, I need a 1x4 and a 1x2 just to fit the section. So basically, you're filling the section with the right color. You don't necessarily need to use 1x1 studs. If you've never done mosaics before, yeah, definitely use bigger plates. But it gives you the section that you need, all white and black, and you can scroll down. This is section number 2. Well, section number 2, you're going to need some yellow. So it tells you that number 2 is yellow. If it was other colors, for example, like bright yellow, bright light, or bright red or something like that, there would be a different number associated with the color, so you know exactly what it is. In this case here, the yellow is number 2, the 3 is black, and the 1 is white. So it's just selected right now. So you just fill in the all the colors as needed. Like I said, it doesn't have to be 1x1 studs. Here, for example, you can use a 1x3, 1x2, and 1x1. It fills this yellow section completely. And you just go down the list and you basically do all the sections in 16x16 plates. And it tells you also all the information, like basically where it is in the section, right? So this is going to be 5 of 6. So there you go down, and this is 6 of 6. And then you go down to the second row, right? It tells you right here, this is row number 2 of 8, and column number 1 of 6. So you just keep going like that. So from the top to the bottom. So you'll have 1x6 for the top, and then you're at row 2 right now of 8 rows, and this is the section number 1 of 6 going across. So it's very, very easy to follow. As you go down, this is a lot of yellow. So there you go. So you go down all the lists, you do all these sections here, all the way to the bottom, and when you're completely done, then you end up with your mosaic, which is the 96 studs by 128 studs. So there you go. So the PDF is very easy to follow, and I haven't found any issues yet, but I'll keep working on it just to see if I can make some little upgrades here and there. So again, this is what it looks like. This is the very, very simple mosaic, LEGO Mosaic Builder. So it is free to use. The website is simply 1mbricks.com/mosaic studio. Mosaic does need to be capital, so capital MOSAIC, capital STUDIO. I will definitely put a link at the end of the video just so that you can spell it properly. And again, it is very free to use. There's no charge for this. Go ahead, build something, and you'll be able to make something great. So thank you very much for watching the video. Hopefully you get to use the tool and you can play around with it. I will say one thing, it's the download PDF only works on a computer. I have not made it available for a tablet or a smartphone for the time being, just because it's such a big, I guess, it's so much information, so much bigger. It would be hard to use on a smartphone or a tablet, so it uses the computer. So download PDF on a PC and have fun. All right. Thank you very much again for watching. And if you haven't subscribed yet, definitely do so. I'll try to do more videos and also working on a few other tools. And stay tuned for those. Thank you.